welcome back to my YouTube channel. Wow, after 7 months. Anyways, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, you're most welcome, and please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. Wow, where have I been? I've been off YouTube for more than 7 months now, and oh my god, I'm just grateful and excited to be back on YouTube. I've been off due to some reasons, and I don't know if I really want to talk about why I went MIA on YouTube, but I am back now, and I feel that is all that matters. So yes, welcome back, and welcome me back to your screen. From the title of this video, you guys already know what it is. I'm giving you guys a life update and my pre-internship journey. Yes, so first let's do a little quick life update. Where have I been? I've been surviving, I've been living, I've just been existing, I've been surviving. Most importantly, I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for the gift of men, I'm grateful for my family and whatnot. I'm just grateful to be alive in this economy. I'm grateful for provision. I'm grateful for you that are watching. I'm grateful for everybody and everyone that I know. So in case you don't know, I am Deborah Ayodele, but you can call me Debbie Shay. And yes, I had my induction last year, November 29th. If you don't know what an induction is, it's a ceremony for medical students that graduated medical school. And after the induction, normally you are supposed to go for a year internship before you can go for service. Yes, I finished November and I did not get my internship immediately. In fact, this is July 2024 and I just resumed. Yes, 7 months later. I'm here to share my journey and just to, share my experience with final year medical students that will soon be out there looking for internship placements, and to medical students who are still in their first year, second year, third year. In fact, just to share my experience with you guys. So before I had my induction, immediately after my project defense and my professional exam, I came back to Lagos. I came home and I applied to a teaching hospital in Lagos, but I could not complete my application because I needed my license, and as at that time it was not ready because I had not done our induction yet. So I just took the form and I went back home, and immediately after our induction I left school the next day so I could meet up with the application just to apply really early. When I got back, I completed my application, I added my license, I completed my application. I was just waiting to be called, and unfortunately December went. I think early January, when it was middle of January, when I was still expecting to get a call from them. I applied to FMC Ebutimeta in Lagos. Before I go further, I just want to let you guys know that at first I only wanted to intern in any hospital in Lagos State. I didn't want to apply to any state other than Lagos State. So I applied to Ebutimeta, FMC Ebutimeta. I tried to apply to Yaba, Lagos, but I couldn't because as at that time our certificate was not ready because we had not done our convocation. So, and there was nothing to present. I didn't collect any attestation letter from my HOD before I left the school, so I could not apply to Yaba. And as at that time it was just Lut, Yaba, Lut and Ebutimeta. So I was expecting. January came, February came, March. I think if FMC Ebutimeta started reaching out to people, but I was not called. And later on I got to know that the application for Ebutimeta had been on since January 2023. And I applied, I think, December. So apparently they were going to start calling people from way back, people that had applied earlier. That was what I was told. I don't know how true. So Ebutimeta started calling candidates for interview. I was not called. I was still open. Still waiting on Loot. So I applied to 2 other hospitals in Lagos, and I kept on waiting, hoping that I was going to be called to resume and all of that, but nothing sure. January, February, March, and as at January, February, I was praying. I was seriously and sincerely praying to God open, and then I applied to uh, UCH Ibadan. I applied, and I think we were called for interview for exam. Went for the exam, came back. I was open, and trust me, guys, at every application, I had my hopes high. Like I was so positive about it. I was always sure that what, I'm applying to this place and I'm going to be called to resume. I'm applying to this place. I know I'm going to be picked to resume. I had like high hopes. Around March again, I applied to two hospitals in Abeokuta, Ogun State, I think FMC Abeokuta, and Federal Neuropsychiatry Hospital Abeokuta, Aro Abeokuta. I applied and I was still open and waiting. I had high hopes. So every application, everywhere I applied to, I had it in my heart that I was going to be called. I don't know how I was going to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just know that as I'm applying, I was positive about all my application. I was so positive about all my applications. January came, it passed. February came, it passed. March came, it passed. And at this point, I'm not even going to lie, I just stopped praying about it. I was just so, I won't say depressed, because I was doing other things, but I was so tired. I was frustrated. My colleagues, my mates had already started, some of them, and I was just like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I not doing? Am I not passing the exams? Am I not doing well in the interviews? Like, what is going on? It got to a point that I just stopped praying about it. I was just like, you know what? You're not going to take my energy. I know I'm going to do this internship. I know I'm going to intern. I know I'm going to do my internship. I know that when the right time comes for me to get in, I will get in. So I just stopped worrying. I was still bothered. I'm not going to lie. I was still bothered, but I was not so worried again. Instead, it was my parents this time around. They were just worried. What's the issue? My dad didn't even know it was going to be like this hard. My mom is in the health sector, so she knows how it usually is. But my dad was not even happy. My dad was so worried. What's going on? I simply just believed I was going to do it. When God wants me to do it, I will do it. But throughout this period, I was literally just watching movies. I wasn't doing anything productive. I was so down. I was so tired that I was just living. I was basically just living, sleeping, eating, watching movies, just doing things to while away time, because I didn't even want to do it. At that time I didn't feel like doing anything again. But apart from my business that was keeping me a little bit busy, because obviously I run an online brand, so that was the only thing keeping me busy. If I'm not doing anything pertaining to my business, I'm either watching a movie or. Then later, my mom advised that I apply to one teaching hospital in Lagos. So I applied, and I said I was bent on Lagos State. I didn't want to go across. I didn't want to go outside Lagos. So when I applied to this state, I was like, God, this one has to work. You see, this particular one, it has to work. I started praying back. I started going for programs. There's this program in my church every Thursday, I think, Hour of Uncommon Visitation. I started going for the program. I will pay seat, I will do this. I was just praying, God, please let this work, this particular one, this is what I want. All those ones I had applied to, I don't want this one. This is what I want you to do for me. I want you to let them come. I don't care the number of people they are going to accept, but I will be there. If I was saying, God, if it is two, I'm number one. If it is one, I am the only one. If it is five, I'm part of them. I was seriously praying to God to get into that particular teaching hospital in Lagos. I was called for exam. I was called for the interview. But guess what? Yes. You guessed right. I was not called to resume. Guys, I have never been that heartbroken in my life, because I was really hopeful about that particular place. I was so hopeful. I cried, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I cried. Like, I was so pained. I was so bitter. I was angry. I was God. Like, just remembering now, I was so angry. I cried. I called my mom. I was just questioning everybody and everything. What happened? What went wrong? Why? What happened? I was devastated. I was so angry inside. Oh God, my heart was aching me. because I really, really had high hopes for that place. I just wanted that place to work, but I was not called, and it was so painful. I was questioning everything and everybody. What happened? This, that. And guys, something happened. Something happened, and I don't know. I think I was scrolling. I was on Instagram, yes, or I was viewing status on WhatsApp. I really can't remember, but I know it was on the internet. I saw it, and then I don't know if I think it was Femi Lazarus, Apostle Femi Lazarus. Like, I don't even how it happened there. I really can't remember because I think I had just finished crying. I was on my phone and I was just scrolling, and then I stumbled on Apostle Femi Lazarus, one of those his short videos, and I got a word. I was so convinced in my spirit that that word was for me. Then I was convinced. Let me read it out to you guys. I wrote it in my journal. I used my induction jotter as my journal because it has like the features of a journal. So let me just read it to you guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. 29th. Let me move closer so you guys can see it. 29/04/2024, and it says, I wrote, like, after I had cried and everything, I just wrote down my feelings and all of that, and then the word I got online says, my situation, it was, I think it was prophesying, it was praying or something, and then I just like personalized it, and it says, my situation might have lingered for too long, and everyone who could help might have also failed. Not that they did not try to help, but they could not help. God is merciful and all powerful, and He can still help. So rather than I get bitter, I will get better. Guys, immediately I listened to this, immediately I heard it, I'm not like sincerely speaking, I just felt this peace in my heart. I just felt relieved. I just felt as if God has plans for me. I believe that the no I was getting was just God saying, that place is not for you. That's not where you're supposed to be. I'm preparing the better place for you, and you would like it. You would be happy. You would like. I just took the no from God as it is not meant for you, and I just moved on. I was still pained. Sometimes I think 2 days after I would remember, and I would just beat myself. I would just say, I didn't get into this. But after that word, guys, I was at peace. Let me just use that word. I was at peace with myself. I just believed that God was preparing a better place for me, and He was. So let's continue. After that word, I just held on to the word and I keyed into it, and I was just like, you know what? Now I know I'm not alone. God is with me in this situation, and I know He's going to intervene soon. So it was at this point I started, doing so many things. I went to spend time with my family, my nieces, my nephew, and my brother called me for an acting job on the island. I was always like, I was not at home. I was just going here and there. I was making money, obviously. I was just, living. I was just trying to not think about the fact that I'm still at home. I've not started my internship and all of that. I was just living. I was trying to enjoy the time I had. I was spending time with family, as I said earlier. I was, just doing things to make myself happy. So I think this was around April, May. Yes, that was after like 5 or 6 months. And guys, June, I think middle of June or towards the ending of June, I got a call to come for the interview, and I was so happy. And at this point, I just knew, this is my last bus stop. I was so rest assured that this is where we call it a day. I was so assured that, this is it. This is where we are going to draw the curtain. I traveled down for the interview, and after the interview, I went back to Lagos, and we were just waiting for them to call us to resume, because I saw some of my classmates there. So We were basically just waiting to get called to resume because we were not really much that had the interview that time. So I was really, really positive about that place. So kept on waiting 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and nothing yet. At this point, I started texting my classmates because she stayed in that state. I was like, won't you go and check what is going on? This one that we got to the semi-final stage, what is delaying? We didn't know anything. But I think after 2 weeks, I was called to resume. Guys, I was so happy. I was so happy that I didn't even know. I was so happy that I didn't even know how to like react to the situation. I was just so happy. And yes, after applying to about 11 places, 11 hospitals, yes, 11. Maybe I should just mention the places I applied to. I applied to Lut, I applied to Yaba, I applied to Lasut, I applied to FMC Abeokuta, I applied to Aro Abeokuta, I applied to UCH, I applied to HSC Lagos, I applied to FMC Ebute Meta, I applied to FMC Abeokuta. I think I've mentioned that. I think about 10 places, and I applied to where I am currently interning. And yes, after so many interviews, exams, back-to-back exams, and all of that, after 7 months, I secured an internship placement. Guys, it was a lot. I'm not even going to lie. It was so tiring. In fact, I'm just grateful to God that, even those places I was so bent on, if I had gone there, don't let me even go there. I'm just grateful to God. And guys, if I must say, I learned so much. I learned a lot of things during this period, and I would like to share some of those things that I learned. One of those things I learned during the period was to be patient. I learned to have like so much patience. I learned to be positive towards any situation. I also learned to handle no from God as God telling me that place is not meant for you, that place is not good for you. Most importantly, what I learned is to be patient and to always learn to wait. As a Christian, as a Muslim, like whenever you are waiting, like whenever you are in that waiting period, do things that will help build and increase your faith. Because sincerely, sometimes waiting can be so tiring, because you are basically waiting. You don't know what is going to happen next. You are not certain of you are not even certain of anything at all, but you're just waiting and hoping. So I just learned to be patient and to know how to handle no and yes from God. Yeah. So I know there are people out there who are still in this situation of looking for internship placement, or if you are soon to be a graduate and you might find yourself in this kind of situation. I just want to tell you that no matter what happens, don't be negative about everything or anything. Some might be lucky, yes. Some people will get their internship placement almost immediately after school. Some will have to wait for a month, some will have to wait for 2, some will have to wait for 3, some will have to wait for 4, 6, 7, like just like me. Some will even have to wait for more. I just want to, tell you guys that it's never going to be the end of the world. Sooner or later, you will definitely get your placement. You will definitely intern, and you will definitely go for service. I don't want you to just be negative about everything. Just continue praying and just learn to take no sometimes as God telling you that is not for you and that is not good for you. And also, I want to let you know, yes, I know sometimes connection does it, but it is until when you get to this situation you will know that there is connection and there is also connection. You will not understand this. I pray you will not understand. But some people that understand will know what I'm saying. There is long leg and there is also long leg. Sometimes connection is not all. Connection is not all that you need. Connection sometimes will help you, sometimes it won't. But just don't rely on only connection. Pray. If you have people that can help, talk to them, remind them, most importantly, pray, 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 and be positive. Yes. So, in case you have questions related to medical laboratory science or internship application, or you want me to shed more light on one or two things, you can just drop it in the comment section and I will be more than glad to attend to them. In case you also have anything to say, anything to add, or your suggestion to anything I've said in this video, it's also welcome. And also, please, if you would like me to make video pertaining to anything at all, just let me know and I'll be glad to do that. Lastly, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and also don't forget to share this video to friends and family that you know would benefit from this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then,